Welcome Moon Magic family, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being with me here today for these very special Sunday readings. So this is a weekly reading that I post every single Sunday, and we are asking what message does Spirit have for you right here and right now, and what do you need to know about the coming week? Can you have the heads up about anything that you might need to know about to help you to navigate to the very best of your ability? I'm seeing reading number 1 here already, reading number 2 and reading number 3. Now we're going to draw these 3 cards to assist you, to connect you with your intuition, and we're also going to draw 3 runes and 3 charms as well. So let's have a look and see what we have for reading number 1. Divine Will, Let Go of Fear. This is reading number 1. Very powerful energy here today. We then have reading number 2. Ground your light, let your soul shine. This is reading number 2. And then reading number 3, we have illuminate the shadow, focus on a solution. So this is reading number 3. Okay, now let's draw some runes for those of you that would like a little bit of extra guidance and connection, and also the charms as well. Okay, so reading 1, you have the rune of openings. Reading number 2, you have the rune of partnership. And reading number 3, you have the rune of signals, signs, signals, synchronicities. Okay, and your charms for the day. Okay, reading 1, we have the treble clef. I think that's the right way round. Please forgive me if I think that is right. I think it's that way round. I'm sure somebody will be able to put in the comments if I have got that the wrong way round. We then have reading number 2, you have the owl. Don't know if you guys can see that. Hold it up closely for you. And reading number 3. You have best friends. Okay, can you see this? Okay, so Super Souls, I'm going to leave the video running for just a few moments longer for anyone that needs a bit of time. Sometimes you may find yourself drawn to more than one of the readings. If that is the case, then I would suggest you just trust your intuition, follow through and watch them both. Especially with these weekly readings, although this can happen in any pick a card reading really, but especially in the weekly readings where we're really looking for guidance right here and right now, sometimes one of the readings will be speaking about one part of your life, one aspect of your world, and another reading will then be tuning into a different part of your world or a different area, excuse me, a different area. So I would suggest just listen to your intuition, follow through with your guidance, and listen to anyone that is speaking to you, and if it's more than one, then go with that. Super Souls, I will leave the video running and I'll see you in the readings in a moment. The timestamps are in the description box, and I'll also put them in a pinned comment for phone users. Reading number 1, welcome to your weekly guidance from Spirit. So you have the card Divine Will, Let Go of Fear, and we're seeing a massive opening here already, something, literally the clouds parting. It's like that amazing shaft of light that comes through, and You know, we can see that in the sky sometimes. And the rune of openings, Kano. This suggests that the fog is going to lift, the mist will lift, you'll see clarity. Now, because we have this music note, I feel that there is some energy of resonance. I think that's what I need to say at the moment. I probably should draw more cards before I say too much more. But it is really interesting. Do you see here? Let me move that. Can you see in this card? There's not just one figure. Our attention is drawn immediately to this figure standing here. But actually, just in the background there, hold it right up. Can you see there is another figure? It's kind of like one is receiving illumination. The other figure here is opening their arms also to receive. I feel like there is this element of divine guidance coming in. Something that is going to literally show you the way. And you're being asked to literally to receive, to be a channel for this divine guidance. Let's just draw more cards. You know, this is a weekly reading. We're asking, what does Spirit want you to know right here and right now? And really, what else is Spirit prepared to offer you, to tell you, give you guidance around your actions for the coming week? Okay, I'm seeing this card here for you. We have Alpha of Alcyone. This is card number 24. That's really interesting because this is card 12. Well, if you double 12, you then get 24. How interesting. It's like something is going to increase for you. I feel like something will bring you, we've got two people, one here and one here, mirroring, bouncing off each other. I feel something is going to be increased. If your resonance is right, something's going to double in its, I was going to use the word quantity. It's like you receiving something. There's going to be double the gift, double the amount of something. But you've got to be able to receive it rather than try and get it. There's something about you being a receiver here. Let's draw more cards. May we ask for an immediate message right here and right now. Actually, I'm going to draw some oracle cards first. More oracles before we draw the tarot. Okay. She tames by lying down the staff and rope. Right. The biggest immediate message that Spirit wants you to hear right here and right now is stop trying to make something happen. This is about you being a receiver. If this figure here was running around trying to make stuff happen, they wouldn't even notice that shaft of illumination, of light coming down. They'd miss it. They wouldn't be able to receive. Spirit wishes you to receive something this week, but you need to be still enough and receptive enough to receive it. I think this may be a week when your greatest productivity will be connected to getting still and opening yourself to receive, rather than busying yourself and trying to make something happen in a physical way. Okay, now we've got lots of cards coming through here. I'm going to actually use them all. I'm going to put this to one side first of all. So, Arnica Teacher. This is interesting because Arnica is also has a healing energy. Now we have Wolf sitting here in the background. There's a gateway opening here. We have the symbol of Saturn here. Saturn restructures. You're being given a lesson. Something is being given to you this week that will literally open a gateway for you. And it's something that's going to bring about an alchemical kind of change in some way. Okay, Lavender the Weaver. Right, this is so interesting. Poppy Dream. I'm going to put that down for one moment. So what we're seeing here, Spirit actually wishes to give you a gift. The universe, you know, whatever your belief system, God, the angels, Spirit, is aiming to open a gateway for you this week. this is a gateway that will give you something, something that you can use, like a tool, or create an alchemical change within you that will then enable you to be effective, to be able to become a weaver of your own web. It's almost as though it's like a magical ingredient. There's something else you need at the moment to be able to move you forwards. Maybe you have been rushing around, trying to create something, trying to make something, but there's a component missing and you need it. You need to slow down and be given it. It will arrive. Now, whether this is literally a gift of vision or whether it's an actual something is arriving in your world to make your world easier, to make it run smoothly, to make a doorway open that will enable something to move ahead. The interesting thing is, if you are rushing around in a speedy manner and you're not still enough, you won't be able to receive the gift. You won't even see it. You could walk right past it. And then we have Neptune and Saturn showing up again. Now, this is interesting. The lavender card, Weaver, is also ruled by Mercury. We have Mercury here. Mercury is, it's very interesting because Mercury is the card that rules in the tarot, that rules the card of the magician. Again, the alchemist, the ability to create. Mercury is also about communication. Can you see? I've just noticed this up here. Can you see this person in the corner? A little angel in the corner. She has angel wings, but she has a violin. I hope that, will it focus on that? Yes, the camera's focusing. Lovely. So she has a violin. She's playing something. We have the notes here. This feels like something coming in that is music to your ears. Okay? When you hear something, music to your ears, a communication, a song, be particularly alert to being a receiver, being available, but however this information or gateway opens for you, it could be something as simple as you turn the radio on and the words of the song give you the exact answer. There's something coming in that will be music to your ears. It will free you, transform something, create a doorway and opening. And this is something that you have been dreaming about. How interesting. The poppy. I'll come back to this card in a moment. I'm going to have a quick look at this. Sage Blessing. Ah, lovely. So this card we have Neptune and Saturn. This card we have the Moon and Jupiter. Now Sage, we know, again, it's transformative. It transforms something from a negative into a positive. It literally enables, we know science has shown now, native peoples have burnt sage as a form of protection and a form of cleansing. Science has shown us that it literally changes the ions in the air. So this is a blessing. Something is coming to you this week. Be available to receive it. Yeah, this is really, really interesting. Don't be in a rush this week, reading number 1. Don't be in a rush. Your primary message is that actually there will be a gift for you this week. Something is to be given to you. Now, it may be around you already, but I feel more like it's imminent rather than, I don't know that it's actually happened. I think the primary message is, look, slow down, stand still, open yourself to receive. Be available to listen with everything that you are. Music to your ears, a communication coming in that is going to be very transformative, very empowering, but I don't mean in a... sometimes empowering, it feels like in a reading that somebody's about to rise from the ashes, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. It doesn't feel like this. This is actually a gift, an opening that will enable you to move forwards with grace and ease. Okay, it's literally something that is going to make your life easier, music to your ears. But you need to slow down and be available to receive it. May we please draw more cards now? What shall we draw from a tarot pack? May we have more information about the coming week for reading number 1, please? I'm going to take those 2 and that one, that one, that one, and I also see this one too. Okay. Wow. Well, here we are, the High Priestess. Look at this channel of information coming through. If you are someone who meditates regularly, then you may well receive through your periods of meditation. If you are someone who doesn't meditate regularly, then I would honestly suggest that this could be an amazing daily practice for the coming week, because you are being asked to receive something, literally, information being channeled, guided, brought into you. Now, look at this. We have the Magician. Wow, you've got huge cards here. Huge cards. We're predominantly major arcana cards. So this is massive. Isn't it funny though, reading number 1? It's massive, and yet it's massive in the most sort of still, quiet, spiritually harmonious way. Let go of fear, get still. The High Priestess. Now, I can tell you that the coming week, we are, at the time of this reading, we're going to be moving towards a full moon. And okay, this is a timeless reading. You could be watching this reading, guidance from Spirit that you need to know right now at any time. Any of these readings ultimately are timeless. Trust your intuition, you'll find the right one at the right moment. But nevertheless, the energy within the messages here that are encapsulated as the moon is building to her fullest, as the moon builds to her fullest, she's illuminating things for us. Something is being given to you that will enable you to become transformative, to be that alchemist. Arnica, teacher. Arnica is also a great healer. Arnica helps us to recover from shock, actually. So news coming in, the card of Justice. Something's coming in to make your life run more smoothly. It's bringing something back into balance. We have the card of the Sun. Look at this. Look at the imagery here. It's just the same. Something is coming into your world. Spirit is wanting to gift something to you this week that will enable you to move forwards with ease, gracefully, gratefully, and in a way that changes can happen that make those changes run smoothly. It's like transformation becomes possible. Creativity becomes possible. Now we have the Three of Pentacles. Again, what are you weaving? This card of Lavender. We see people weaving here, and we have a web being woven here. What kind of web are you weaving? Okay. Let me move these along a little bit. We're a little bit cramped for space, but that's cool. I'm sure we can get them all squeezed in enough to be able to pretty much see what we need to see. The Sun and Justice sit right in the middle here. Okay. Interesting that we have the Tower. Now this Tower card is full of butterflies, transformation. Whatever comes into your world this week, firstly, number 1 message, Spirit wishes you to slow down in order to receive. So even if something is going on around you that feels a little bit tumultuous, strong information coming in, something needs to change, or something does change. The purpose of it is to enable you to operate more smoothly. to function better, to manifest more easily. I wonder with this card of the poppy as well, these are opium poppies. Saturn and Neptune, I said I'd come back to this. Neptune is a very powerful force, because Neptune connects us to the divine. It's a spiritual energy. It's also very emotional energy. And when we're having in our personal charts, as astrologically wise, when we have Neptune transits, sometimes we can have the wool pulled over our eyes. Sometimes we can also pull the wool over our own eyes. You know, we can be a bit, I say delusional, but you know, I feel with Saturn, there's an opportunity for you to see something with greater clarity in order to then move forwards with greater clarity. The rune of openings. This is like the fog lifting. Fog, sometimes I think fear, obligation, guilt, let go of fear. I think something comes to you this week that removes some aspect of a facade, or it brings you a gift. For some of you, it could literally be a tool, a something that you can use to move forwards in a practical way. For others, it's seeing something very clearly that enables you to then make very clear and appropriate choices, changes to your world, so you can start to move forwards and create more effectively. I am going to draw more cards, reading number 1, about the Tower. What is this? Because it's such a strong energy. Everything here feels like it's slow down, open yourself to receive, the way will be shown, you can create more easily, you can heal, you can move forwards, openings coming. It all feels very graceful, very flowing, music to your ears. But we have the Tower in the middle, which is such a strong energy, sitting next to the Sun. The Tower and Justice are surrounding the Sun. Here's your creativity. Has somebody or something been cramping your style? Has something, and this is the time to, rather than do battle with that, stand back, and the doorways, something gets fixed and resolved. It gets brought to justice, music to your ears, and you proceed now. You're now free to move forwards with ease, with grace. I want to know more about these cards. Let's draw more cards for you to find out. It'll probably tell us something about what's going on around you. Some of you may already be resonating with the idea of something that has been cramping your style, holding you back, limiting something, stopping you from moving forwards. This is the week when that shifts, I think. Okay, we have some cards showing themselves already. 3 have come up. Very interesting. We'll put those here, and I'm going to draw some more as well. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at these. Let's see what we have here. So we have the 9 of Swords. How interesting. And then the 8 of Swords, and then the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, let's place those there. I want to voice as well that the Alpha of Alcyone can indicate almost like a twist of fate, you know, where something happens unexpectedly, but it's a twist of fate that brings about a positive change, something that you weren't expecting, that changes something. But this is a change that's coming in, and as it lands and arrives, it frees you up to become a creator. So 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. We then have the Hierophant, the Page of Cups, and the Hermit. How very interesting. Right. What I'm going to say here is twist of fate, something cramping your style, something getting in the way. Whatever it is that has been holding you back, giving you grief, and it will be personal to you. You will know what that is for you. Whether it's a someone, I do feel for some of you, it's a someone, you know, just giving you grief. I mean, we've got this hands over his ears. It's like, oh, you know, go away. So whatever's been going on in your world where you just think, I just want this to stop. I just want this to go away. This is just draining. It's interrupting. It's stopping me from feeling like I can move forwards. Something has been going on that is unique to you, that basically has been giving you grief. You just want to put your hands over your ears, close your eyes and say, go away, you're not here, I don't want this anymore. There is a twist of fate this week that creates a shift. Whereas you have been feeling like, oh, just go away, you absolutely see it for what it is. And the interesting thing is you come out on top. Look at this. It's like you get crowned the queen. You're holding up the coin here, Queen of Pentacles. I just, you know, sitting on your golden throne here. Yeah, there is a twist of fate that happens this week that creates an opening. It's something that's basically giving you grief. It's giving you grief. It's giving you a hard time. It could be a someone or a situation. It's become a major headache for you. I kind of think it's probably been going on in the background, potentially for a while. You may have been trying to find solutions to this situation, going over and over it, trying to work out how to handle this, how best to approach it, through a twist of fate, literally of destiny, the guidance of spirit of the universe. This is going to be shifted, so don't worry about it. Put it down, lay it to rest. It's going to get sorted. The Hierophant, Chiron, the wounded healer, the energy of the wounded healer. Chiron is also a comet. And the energy of the comet is really interesting because it's very relevant to our times and to the transformation that we are undergoing as a collective humanity. You know, it is said, native people say that all of life came to Earth on the tail of a comet. Chiron is actually transient astrologically, okay, over a very long time, but Chiron is here to help us to heal. There is a healing that comes from this. You kind of, it's like you can come out of your cave. Again, we're seeing information coming into you, music to your ears. He's carrying a document here. Yeah, something coming in, it could be a communication, a piece of information, whatever it is, whatever has been giving you grief, stopping you from being able to flow into action through this kind of like twist of fate, destiny, intervention from spirit. This situation is going to open up and change, and you are going to be free to walk forwards with ease, to start to weave your web. It's a blessing. I think it might be quite a significant change, a radical change, because we have the Tower, but the radical change isn't to you, okay? You're not the person who experiences the radical change, whether it's a person or an organization or a situation, whatever it is that has been giving you grief, that is the person, situation, circumstance that experiences the radical change, but it frees you. You can now focus, Page of Cups, you can now focus on yourself. It's like and we have the Hermit here, along with the High Priestess here. Open yourself to receive. This is the information, the guidance that you need in order for you to know exactly how to move forwards gracefully and smoothly. You can begin to now focus on yourself. Page of Cups has an energy of you being able to actually look at you and make choices and decisions here. If any of you, what I would also say, if any of you have had challenges with, if the challenges here are connected to anyone who's a bit narcissistic, you know, somebody who's very self-centered and very demanding, this radical change happens, and that radical change frees you up. So instead of being drained by them, you can focus on yourself. You're being guided here, the Hermit. Spirit is intervening in something here. That's what I feel. That's the words I'm going to use. I need to say it how it is. I know that's a very powerful thing to say, but I do feel Spirit is intervening in something that has been giving you quite a hard time for quite a long time. And it is absolutely creating an opportunity for some aspect of your world that has been a drain or a block or cramping your style to be released and moved. It could come through in the form of a written message or information coming in. However that comes to light for you, however it's lit up, it's liberating for you. Energetically, you're free to move forwards. And this is something that has been holding you back. Yeah, the radical change is not to you, it's to the something that's been holding you back or getting in the way. And it really is guided. Look at the Hermit. I always feel when I see the Hermit card, I feel like we're being guided through a labyrinth and out the other side. Reading number 1, I think this is going to be an incredibly beneficial week for you. Very powerful, very beneficial, super lovely. Get still. Don't try to push anything. If information comes in, trigger points, this reading is suggesting just be still, allow things to unfold. Everything, Spirit is intervening here, and your role in this is to allow Spirit to do that and be on the receiving end of the freedom and liberation that is going to come from the results of whatever is going on to this other circumstance, person, situation. Your reading is clear. I think you guys will know what this is about because it's been giving you grief. It's not really your responsibility, and somehow you're able to be removed from it through something that happens this week. And the guidance is to be available to receive that gift, that channel, that opening, that doorway, and to then, with grace and gratitude, move forwards. I love with the music notes as well, music to your ears. She's also, we've got this violin and she's playing the lyre as well here. Wow, beautiful energy. I mean, really, really powerful. And of course, if you're watching this as I am doing the readings, we are heading for a full moon. And of course, full moons often create shifts, turning points, illuminating things. The energy can feel quite intense, but my goodness me, for you guys, sit back, chill, relax, get still, and let the universe address this, because you will be free to move forwards with grace and blessings. Reading number 1, this is one of the most, powerfully gentle readings I've done in a long time, and yeah, it feels pretty amazing, actually. I will say that, really pretty amazing. Very powerful intervention from Spirit, the universe, God, your angels, your guides. Beautiful. I'm sending you all the love in the world. I post these readings every Sunday, weekly guidance from Spirit, and I also post a pick a card reading on Tuesdays and Fridays, which are always answering specific questions. I'll be doing some Archangel full moon readings next. Actually, that will be my next big set of readings on Tuesday, I guess. If you're watching this at any other time, do check out the Timeless Readings playlist, because there are tons of pick a card readings answering specific questions. And if you'd like to get all of my readings, never miss any as soon as I upload them, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, they should come into your stream. I do post some shorts as well on the days, usually when I'm not posting a bigger reading, and a moon monthly update, all sorts of stuff. So do check all those things out. And my all sign zodiac readings are on Patreon, which is a different platform. It works on donations, so it's very, very different, but there are no advertisements. But I'll put all the links to anything and everything that might be helpful to you in the description box and in the pinned comment. Tons of love to you, reading number 1. This feels, yeah, beautiful. That's all I can say. Tons of love. Hey, reading number 2. What's happening for you this week? What message does Spirit wish to give you right now? You have the card of Ground Your Light. Let your soul shine. You have the rune of partnership. which connects to relationships, partnerships of all kind. And you have the owl, the wise, wise, wise owl. So I do feel there's something about honouring your wisdom being shown here. Let's draw more cards, some oracle cards, and ask what message is reading number 2 being connected with today. You have Pearl of Shadow. This is very interesting. It's like I'm thinking a pearl of wisdom, some aspect of yourself that is kind of almost want to say rising. Okay, so looking at the way this figure is sort of anchored, just as this figure is anchored too. Anchored and yet kind of flexible, bendable. A bit like a tree that has really, really strong roots. Let me show this to you. Able to be flexible, move within the water, move with the tides, and yet remain grounded and anchored simultaneously. What pearl of wisdom do you hold? Do you have? What light do you need to shine? Let's draw more cards. What message is being given to reading number 2 today, please? And what may we see for the coming week? Okay, Daughters of the Red Tent. So something is going to transpire this week. Something is opening up. Yeah, transpire is perhaps the right word. Let's draw some more before we dive full on in. May we have information for the coming week. I am seeing this one and this one for you. May we have information for the coming week. We have Ginkgo breakthrough, yes. So I do think something is going to transpire. Something this week is going to move forwards. We have Palo Santo Guardian. Palo Santo is a beautiful wood. It's literally translated. This actually means holy wood. And this is, we have one of the nodes, and we also have Pluto, which is again about transformation, rebirth. We've got Uranus, which is a sudden awakening energy, and Mars, a lot of energy rising. I feel like you are called this week to hold a position of authority, not in a controlling, egoing way, but a position of authority that assists you, or you're being guided, invited to. It's like being in a position of wisdom. That's what I mean by authority. Like you know something, and you're doing something with integrity, holding the right course. And I do think we're going to see the outcome you desire in something coming through. Yeah, Arnica teacher. Look at this gateway opening. Yes, I think that you will be able to, I feel you might be called to give guidance this week. Or there is at least a message primarily to tell you to sit in your own power, shine your light, be a guiding light. I think you are to assist somebody or a situation this week. Now, this situation may already be around you and you may be wondering how to navigate it. The message from Spirit really is to don't dim yourself down. You have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, you have the ability to see this and to remain kind of anchored and yet like a tree blowing in a wind. If a breeze is coming in, you can flex with that breeze, but you're still standing firm and strong and rooted in the position of your knowledge, your awareness, your overview, your oversight. Now we are seeing breakthrough, so it would suggest that not only are you helping to guide a situation through, but actually the desired outcome you seek will come. Now you have real energy of the trees here. Ginkgo is a tree, Palo Santo is a tree, Palo Santo holy wood. Ginkgo is a tree that is millions of years old. It's really withstood, I can't say withstood the test of time, but I think if we think of trees, I think of the trees as the guardians of our planet in a way, the guardians of the earth. They carry wisdom, they're wisdom keepers. I'm sure many of you guys have sat with trees and been gifted with information, or you get grounded, you kind of know what to do next. Often that happens. It's like a meditation, but with additional support, because their roots are going into the ground. Ginkgo has that kind of ancient wisdom about it. Ginkgo trees have seen millions of years of evolution. Daughters of the Red Tent is interesting, because Daughters of the Red Tent suggests a breakthrough, but it also suggests that you may need to, I want to just say in this reading, shield yourself from the perspectives of others. This is a time when you need to hold your clear perspective of wisdom in a particular matter. Hold fire, hold true to what you know to be right. Don't be swayed by a trend. This would be a week when, don't. We all have conscious free will and choice. You can do or don't whatever you want. But the message from Spirit is that you hold a position of authority through knowledge and awareness and wisdom. I think you can guide a situation. You may well be called to guide a situation, or be the one who holds firm, who remains anchored in the face of some kind of prevailing viewpoint that is perhaps not the right way to go. So there's definitely you're holding something here, remaining grounded, remaining anchored. Let's ask for more information. What we do see is a breakthrough. What we do see is you coming through and out the other side this week. We do see you being guarded and protected. We do see you, I feel that in this instance, Arnica, teacher, being the one who ultimately sees the solution that's needed. Let's draw cards for our lovely, lovely reading number 2. Ooh, there's your first. May we ask, what is all this about? What is all this about? So your first card, you have the Chariot. You then have the Star. Okay. How interesting. So whatever's taking place, I want to say it's quite fast moving. It's, something is quickening up the pace. And here you are. I feel this is you. Holding the light, holding the vision, holding the end goal, holding the faith, optimism, the truth, the trust, being able to be flexible. Look at this star. I almost feel like it could blow in the wind. It's on a string, like a kite. I almost feel it could be blowing in the wind, and here you are. You're the anchor point this week. You're the anchor point, the voice of reason, the voice of reason, but it's not just reason, because it's not logic, it's wisdom. There's a massive difference between a voice of reason that comes through logical thinking that might bypass the heart or the soul. This is logical reason that is coming from the heart and from the soul, coming from experience, coming from, wisdom, literally. Okay, may we please ask for more information, please? What is this all about for reading number 2, please? May we ask, what is this about for reading number 2? Let's leave it there for one moment. See what we have. Okay, so you have the card of Strength. I love this card. I love the imagery on it, because we've got the lion and the lamb. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so there could be a decision that involves money here. Money, home. Yeah. So either an opportunity, there's a choice to be made here. Look at the Seven of Cups arriving. I think decisions have to be made. It could be a decision about an investment. It could be a decision about something. It's a decision about something that needs to be worked out, kind of almost like which way to go, what choice to make. This is a time when I wouldn't be going out and seeking the advice of lots of different people. I think this is a circumstance or a situation where in your gut exactly what the right way is. Now, I think it involves somebody else. I don't think this is just you. This could be a friend rocking up and saying, God, I don't know which way to go, and this person says this and this person says this. This is not a time to jump on the let's all go as a group. This is the time to remain grounded, hold the overview, see the bigger picture, because there is a bigger picture going on here. Be that anchor point, and listen with your heart and your soul. Choices are going to need to be made. There will be a decision to be made, and you will get that breakthrough moment, or indeed your influence or your advice, your guidance will assist somebody who is not sure how to get over this, how to get through it, what choice to make. Because I am seeing, you know, there's a bit of earache going on here. Again, you might find there's too many, what's that saying? Too many cooks spoil the broth. You know, that's just, you know, too much input, too many different pieces of information, too many different opinions, make it all really, really, really muddled. I think you are, in this week, you're being given a really, really clear piece of information and guidance. Now, you may already know to whom this pertains, but you may not. It may not have arrived yet. This is a weekly reading, but I think for many of you, you probably will have an inkling of who this is. It may be somebody who is requiring you to either support them or be there in a position of authority or give guidance to them, like a teacher. And I think there is a need for you to be the anchor point and to help to assist in making or help them to make the right decisions for them. I think they're going to be full of indecision and really worrying about what to do. And I think it's your perspective, your grounded wisdom that will enable them. It's not about you deciding what they should do, but I think it's your input that enables them to stand back, view the situation and make the choice that's right for them. That's what I'm seeing here. It is quite interesting because it feels like you are in a role of service this week in this particular aspect of your world. Other readings may also be speaking to you about other areas. But in one particular area of your world, I am seeing you as being the guiding light for somebody else's choices or decisions. And you're not here to make the decision for them, but it is your ability to remain grounded and yet bend in the wind, to listen to the wind, to listen to the prevailing wind, and then be able to still hold that light. And don't be afraid to shine. Don't be afraid to voice your opinion, because it's your opinion and your wisdom that is going to create this breakthrough moment. Yeah, I do feel you are in a position of service to someone else this week in some area of your world. Let us now draw some more cards. May we kind of have a sneaky peek as to the outcome, please, for reading number 2. So we have Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is you, really, that emotional strength that comes from just knowing that you've done the right thing, knowing that you've acted appropriately, accordingly. We have the Three of Cups, and we're going to see a celebration as well. So a really favourable outcome to this. The breakthrough will come, a really favourable outcome, a celebration arriving. So whatever this choice that someone needs to make, and they're leaning or seeking your advice, and it's your advice that will rise above everybody else's and really be supportive for them. I do think could some aspect of money, career pathway here. May we ask a sneaky peek? Okay, we have the Hermit. Yeah, you are the guide here. You are the mentor. Very, very interesting. May we have one more card? Yes, Justice. Wow, I do feel you are genuinely this week in a position of kind of authority. I've said this could make some reference to somebody's money choices, career choices, if there's some sort of legal matter going on, you're the one that holds the balanced perspective. Look at the owl sitting on her shoulder here, and here you have the owl. The weighing scales, here you are. You're the person that holds the balanced perspective in the face of needing to make some really important, somebody else is needing to make a really important choice or decision, and you're the person that holds the balanced perspective, and you are the mentor, the teacher, the guiding light. And although this person's choices are theirs and theirs to make, I think that you are the person that they're going to rely on. So don't be afraid to shine this week. Beautiful reading number 2 in this area of your life. Do not be afraid to shine. Do not be afraid to have your voice. Look at this wolf. When these spirals coming out of its mouth. This is you, I feel, being able to be true to yourself. You might feel a bit like a lone wolf. You might feel like other people are advising this person or suggesting this person or trying to influence this person in a particular way, and you're just really calmly holding your perspective and saying, well, yes, okay, but let's think about it this way. And you're that guiding light. You are the healer in this instance, actually the guardian of someone else's choices and decisions, in that you can assist them to follow through in the right way, just because yeah, your wisdom is honored. So yeah, be true to your wisdom, your knowledge. I feel you're going to be of great benefit to someone this week. I really do. Very, very valuable time, and I just want to honor you, because it does feel like some aspect of really genuine service, but just through you being you, holding your light in such an amazing way. Reading number 2, whatever part of your world this is connecting with, I am just sending you all the love in the world and the hugest of respect, because, you know, this just feels, there's a lovely warmth and care within this reading, actually. Really want to honor your wisdom and the journey that you must have undertaken in your life to reach this point, actually, you know, where people really are wanting to ask your advice, seek your advice, and can then act with a much greater sense of safety, because they kind of know, just as you have an anchor point, your information, your wisdom is reliable, it's solid. So really super honoring you, reading number 2. I'm sending you all the love in the world. This is a weekly guidance reading. I do these every Sunday. I do post another pick a card reading, or 2 others, on Tuesdays and Fridays, answering very specific questions. We'll be having the full moon archangel readings coming up this week, as well as we have a full moon. So do subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to get notification as soon as I post anything. I do some shorts as well. Super Souls, I'm sending you all the love in the world. I will put links to anything and everything you might want to connect with. I have a free monthly prize draw where I give away a free private reading and a pack of oracle cards. My all zodiac sign readings are available for the moon months, and those are on Patreon, which is a different platform altogether. It's a platform that works on donations, you know, whatever that donation is, and thank you all of you who are there. And yeah, Super Souls, I am sending you a huge amount of honor and respect this week. Tons of love. Hey, reading number 3. You have the card Illuminate the Shadow, Focus on a Solution, the card of Signs, Signals, Synchronicities, the card, the rune of Signs, Signals, Synchronicities, and you have Best Friends. I'm wondering if a best friend is actually really going to help you out this week, help you to see something very clearly that you are needing to see in order to find a solution. So lovely, reading number 3. Let's find out, what is your message from Spirit right now, and information for the coming week. What's happening for you in this next week? May we please seek guidance and information, please, for reading number 3. So your first card, we have Alabaster Tablet of Layla. Let me hold that up so you can see that. So beautiful. Okay. We then have May we have information. This is the card I'm seeing here. Play with me. Very interesting. I feel you're needing to look at something playfully, finding a solution to something, but in a playful, relaxed way, as if the universe is really wanting to kind of help you out. I'm seeing this card and those two as well, as if the universe wants to help you out, but is also needing you to kind of, I almost want to say, lighten up a little bit here over something. Now you have Jurgen Satcher, which is transfiguration. Now I find this card fascinating because it has a tower. So it reminds me a bit of the tower. Now this is Mars and Pluto. I feel this is about you being able to actually take charge of finding a solution rather than feeling like it's happening to you. You know how sometimes it really does feel like external circumstances are happening and we're kind of stuck with almost like firefighting. I'm feeling like you guys are needing to, or being offered an opportunity here. The advice is to kind of work out what you intend to do in quite a dynamic way. Now this is so interesting. You then have Mitra Guyana or Guinea. Mitra Guinea, is that? I think that's how you pronounce it. My apologies if my pronouncing isn't so great. But this is shape-shifting. And we have the dragonfly here of transformation. We have Saturn and we have Neptune. I think you can change something in real terms this week. Right here, right now, the message is almost like an invitation, like the universe giving you the thumbs up and saying, do you know what? If you're not happy with this, you can change it. If you're not okay with this, you can change course, you can change direction, you can change the shape of this situation. You don't have to sit and let stuff happen. You can take charge in some way. Now this is very interesting. We then have Rosemary, ancient memory. This is the Sun and Mercury. Now, illuminate the shadow is very interesting because this feels like a card of great illumination. Illuminate the shadow sometimes suggests that there's something within us that might be part of the problem. Okay, now I'm not saying if there's something going on that you're not okay with, and we're going to draw loads more cards to find out what is going on for you guys, what's happening and what do you need to know right here, right now, and advice and guidance for the coming week. But what I am saying is sometimes when stuff is happening to us, if we feel powerless to take action, that's the bit of us that is getting in the way. Like there'll be a history, a memory of something that went wrong before, or whatever it was, something within you that, when I say it's part of the problem, I'm not seeing you as creating the problem, more that there could be something within you that is struggling to take charge of changing this. So I'm trying to think of a good example and nothing is majorly coming to mind. Let's draw more cards and let's just flow into your reading. May we ask, please, for information. What is happening for reading number 3? What are we being shown here? Okay, do I want more? Yes, I think we do. May we have information about what is being shown for reading number 3. What is this all about? It's a real sense of you remembering, rediscovering something. I am really seeing you kind of emerge from something, or sort of almost remembering that you can. Ace of Wands. So we've got the real power and energy of a new beginning here. We have the Three of Swords. So this is, gosh, and followed by the World. So what we're seeing here, let's look at these cards for a moment first. The energy this week is about you, I want to say, lightening up, getting playful, getting out there, having fun. Remembering that you can is what I want to say. I feel like you've been hurt, tied down by something. There's been a lot of stuff astrologically for a very long time now. There's been loads and loads and loads of planets in retrograde and all kinds of challenging stuff that has meant energy-wise that it's honestly felt like we've all been working really, really, really hard, doing the work, listening to the signs, doing all the things we're meant to be doing, and yet we're still, it's felt like we've worked really, really hard. It's like walking up river, working really, really hard, and then you look around you and you feel like you haven't moved at all, and yet you've been working really hard. Of course, actually, you have developed hugely. You've developed strength. You've developed the resources you need to continue to even climb out of the river and onto the bank and take a new pathway. But because you've been walking upstream, you've worked very hard, but it may feel as if the climate hasn't actually changed, like what you wanted hasn't yet been delivered. Even though you've been doing all the work and you've been receiving all the signs, you may have been picking up on readings and thinking, well, it keeps saying this, it keeps saying this. I keep finding readings from all sorts of readers that are all correlating and giving me the same information, and yet it's not here yet. This is a point where I think you're able to see some aspect of yourself that may have been getting in the way, ancient memory, and sort of release yourself from the tangle of something. Literally, you get back into the world. If you withdrew because you've been exhausted, it's the point when you suddenly think, do you know what? I don't actually have to keep on and 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 on at this. I can actually just say, I can cut myself some slack. I'll go out to play and I'll see what happens. We then have Two of Pentacles, so you're coming back into balance. There's some aspect of your world where it's been overloaded with something, whether it's the shoulds and the shouldn'ts, the cans and the can'ts, or the oughts and oughtn'ts, whatever it is. This is the point where I think it's almost like you give yourself permission. That's what I'm seeing here. It's like you give yourself permission to get out there. And look what happens, the creativity of the sun. You bring your life back into balance. You can start to shift. The Hanged Man, wow, we have the sun and the moon. This is amazing. Okay, let me move all these cards along. I'm sure that they will all move along a little bit for us. Yes. Excellent. Now, we've got sun and the moon, so you've got the masculine and the feminine. You're bringing yourself into balance. You're recognizing that you can both work and play. If you've been really on the grindstone, or on that roundabout, the hamster wheel, constantly working or operating in a particular way, it's time to get off that wheel, shape shift, and choose to just literally put the brakes on and make some choices here about what you are going to do. The energy is now right. Going back to what I was saying about all that retrograde energy, do you know, for the first time in a long time, all of the planets are moving forwards. And actually, generally speaking, at some point somewhere in our universe, from our perspective on Earth, at some point most of the time, there'll be retrograde energy coming in. There's a real flow of energy forwards, which means that things can start to lift, break open, move forwards, come back into balance. Now, the fact that we have the Hanged Man here and we have the rune of signals, signs, signals, synchronicities, can you see in this particular card, the Hanged Man, there are all these runes, all these signals here. We see Hagelas, disruption. We see Othilla, separation. We see the spiritual warrior. We see initiation. We see the rune of the self. We see the rune of breakthrough just there, gateway. So all these runes are sitting just beneath you. So what I feel for you this week, beautiful reading number 3. Firstly, I think you can recognize any inhibitions or things within you that are reticent to get back out there, or to embrace life fully, or to bring your world into balance, or to take charge of your choices, to say yes to some things, no to others. I think you are able to be shown the signs and the symbols that help you to understand, if you haven't been taking charge of something for yourself, where that's come from, and therefore then to shift and make a change. And literally, as you step forth back into the world, away from conflict, and the energy is now really with you. It's like that analogy of walking upstream in a river. It's like you're now climbing on the bank and you're taking a new pathway, but it all feels a little bit, whoa, this is a bit unknown. Approach it playfully. And even if you're kind of a little bit nervous, you know, you're stepping into new territory, so you could be, oh, this is sort of, could feel like deep water. I'm testing some things out, I'm trying some stuff out. You are going to be shown exactly what you need to see in order to continue to remove any inner obstacles that are currently standing in your way. So this is a week of genuine transformation, bringing life back into balance, making clear choices that are all about you and what is right for you, and taking an ownership of that choice. If you're currently feeling overloaded, or your life is, if it feels like it's spinning around in circles, this is the week when you put the brakes on and say, do you know what? I'm not going to do that extra hour. I'm not going to stay late and do that extra hour or that extra 2 hours. I'm going to put the brakes on. I'm going to switch everything off. You know, if you work at home maybe, or whatever, I'm going out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go online and find something I want to go and visit. I'm going to go see a film, or I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. I'm going to phone some friends. Indeed, yes, best friends. Phone a friend. In fact, absolutely, this feels like a week which I would say, if you start to get social invitations, the guidance really is to take them. Don't let anything get in the way. There's something about being joyful, playful, allowing yourself to put aside anything that says I can't, or I shouldn't, or it won't work, whatever it is. Whatever those internal messages are that stop you from just going for it, having fun, relaxing, and trusting that the universe is going to support you. The universe will celebrate you. Any anxieties, any deep-seated concerns, if they show up, it's a really good opportunity to see them for what they are, to recognize ancient memory, where this has come from, and put it aside if it no longer serves you. Let's draw some more cards for you, reading number 3. So, may we please ask just a little bit more information, guidance about the coming week. Can we be given any indication of how this might flow for lovely reading number 3 people? The Magician. How interesting, we have the 3 of Swords twice. So this is very significant indeed. Very, very significant. So the Magician. This is about, look at this. I almost feel like it's at a crossroads. I'm just going to put these aside. Let's look at this card. There is a crossroads here. You are at a crossroads. What are you going to choose to do? What are you going to choose to manifest? What kind of world do you want to manifest? Are you going to keep on going round and round and round in ways that kind of make you feel stuck? Or are you just going to say, nope, put the brakes on, evaluate the bit of me that says I shouldn't, well, ditch that, it doesn't work for me, I'm moving on. Do you know, that's reminded me of something I heard. It was an absolutely lovely read. It was a lovely passage in a book. It's a book called Calling in the One by Catherine Woodward Thomas. And if you're interested in the law of attraction, really honestly, it's a relationship Bible, whether you are single or whether you're actually in a relationship. Truly, it really is a relationship Bible. And there's a particular chapter in it where she really relates to her own story and her own self. And she is going to see, I think it is her her pastor, actually. It's her mentor, I suppose, through her church. And she's really working her socks off to the point where really she's pretty frazzled and heading for burnout, or that's the gist of it anyway. And she goes to see her pastor, and they have this conversation about what she feels is God's will, divine will, and that she should be working and leading a spiritual life means that she should be giving all of this, and yet she's not getting back what she needs. And she kind of relays her situation. I won't go into too much detail, but her pastor actually says to her along the lines of, gosh, if my God had that many expectations of me, I'd divorce him and get me another one. I mean, it was just the most lovely, humorous, delightful, playful statement, which was sort of saying, look, you don't have to live within this massive set of rules that are stopping you from flourishing and stopping you from being happy. This is not God's will, really. This is what she was ultimately saying, but in a very delightfully playful and humorous way. And I've never forgotten reading it because I thought it was gorgeous, and it really made me chuckle, because I think so many of us on a spiritual pathway get tangled into almost a place where sort of logically we know that we can have a full and happy life, but we sort of deny it to ourselves as well. And this is really a week of you taking charge, letting go of any conflict, any inner conflict here around having the world. You know, you don't have to hide or be shameful about the things that you actually want for yourself. I do feel with this Five of Pentacles, there's always a sense of covering something up here. You know, being a bit, feeling like you can't really be open about what you want. Two of Pentacles. Now you may have to work at this a little bit. I think this is where we've got the sun and the moon and the signs. You might find if you step into the light, you kind of step into the, do you know what, I'm going to clearly make a decision. I'm switching off my computer at 5 o'clock. I'm going to have my life. You might find you have a bit of a wobble because it's so alien to you. But as you do, if you journey inwards, you'll be able to see where the roots of this come from. And you'll be able to therefore do something about it. Two of Pentacles, take charge of it. Work at it. You'll be able to get crystal clear. This is a time when I think as well, if you find that there are internal triggers activated, this is where the power of the mind is amazing. Sometimes we just have to follow our heart. But sometimes if emotionally we have an internal tangle and buttons are pressed and we revert back to what I suppose we could describe as some self-sabotaging thinking patterns, they're often associated and connected to emotional scar tissue from history or stuff, ancient memory, things that we've lived through before and we couldn't do anything about it and we've carried it with us. I think you'll be shown the signs to work with this. And the power of the mind is where we can really logically, I won't say give ourselves a bit of a talking to, but it's one of those circumstances when I honestly do think when I have regular I call them sight meetings with myself, where I need to review and evaluate. And I'm not aiming to be critical of myself, but I am aiming to be a critique, because I do want to know if I'm getting in my own way. And if I've looked at a reading that has given me that, or someone has done a reading for me, my own mentors, I will come away from that with a real important degree of self-evaluation so that I can start to work on my inner world in a way that is removing any blocks that are stopping me from getting and having the quality, the fulfillment of life that I really want for myself. You know, I think, I suppose to be fair, it's part of the journey of any kind of counselling work. But this is where the power of the mind can really help, because we can sort of give ourselves not a little bit of a talking to. We can be very supportive, but a kind of oh, you know, come on, not that again. Come on, we don't need to go down that road. We know better than that. We know where it's come from. Let's get really clear about what we do want. So just as we might, I don't know, parent a child, we can parent ourselves with really good, solid parenting. and help us to move away from those things that we feel not okay about, or that we feel we can't own. You know, there's a massive shift basically this week for you, reading number 3. Really massive shift. This is time to get out there, hang out with your friends, and actually, if you are having a bit of an ongoing thinking pattern, discuss it with your friends. Get their support, get their help. But this is a week to bring life back into balance and notice anything from within you that is currently stopping you from embracing a balanced life where you kind of get to go out and play and have fun and are not tangled in the seriousness of stuff all of the time. So I just want to say, reading number 3, have fun. And the serious little bit as well, which is about the recognizing where these things come from. Well, you know, that's part of our personal growth. The signs will be shown to you, and the awareness is not to dwell in the past. The awareness is so that you can choose not to be governed by it anymore. And that's really clear. That's the deal. Well, powerful reading. Very, very powerful reading for you guys. And what an amazing turning point, because yeah, it's the 3 of Swords twice. It's like some aspect of you that has held you back can finally be, you can walk away from it, get your world back into balance, and start to embrace the stuff you really want. You know, this is the deal. Get out there, be with your friends, love life. I am sending you all the love in the world. Reading number 3, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing. I post these weekly readings every single Sunday for messages, here and now messages, and weekly guidance from Spirit. And I also I post a reading, a pick a card reading that asks a specific question, and we'll have a full moon archangel reading coming up this coming week as well. So I post those on Tuesdays and Fridays, and shorts, little shorts as well. So do check out the channel if you want to, you know, check in on some of those other readings. And also yeah, if you press the little bell icon, if you're subscribing, if you press the little bell icon as well, then you should in principle get notification of anything as I post it. Tons and tons and tons of love to you. And for those of you who are interested in my all zodiac sign readings, I do them for every moon month from a new moon onwards, and they are on a different site. They're on Patreon, which is a completely different site. It works on donations, but there are also no advertisements, so very different setup. And I'll put that link and anything else that might be helpful to you in the information box and in the pinned comment for phone users too. Tons of love. Reading number 3.